Hi everyone, welcome back to Druggies Matter, my Druggies Matter episode of Pot Smoker's Bible, which is my YouTube channel where I read from the manuscript of the book I wrote. Well, it's a dual book I wrote called Pot Smoker's Bible and the Book of Zion, which is literally, the Book of Zion is written entirely from Bible verse, from the Old Testament. And the Pot Smoker's Bible is my interpretation of the Book of Zion so that I could publish it legally. And the reason why I'm doing these segments, just so you know, is because I'm following the instructions that I found contained within the prophecy of the Old Testament when I wrote the Book of Zion. So it's like it took me from 2007 to 2015 to fulfill all the stipulations of the prophecy and to set it in motion. In fact, it was on the 25th of May in the year 2015 that I finalized the act of prophecy that set it in motion. And that act was to appear in a court of law to champion the cause of drug users. To stand up in a court of law, literally, and to say, the war on drugs is wrong. The prophecy of Israel was written as a defense for the war on drugs. And by testifying under oath that I believe this, I am enacting the prophecy. And I read a 16-page speech that I had cobbled together from the book of Isaiah, which was his testimony concerning my use of marijuana and my identity as Zion, the foretold prophet of the Old Testament. Now, the prophecy is the reason why I'm doing this Drug Matters segment, because druggies do matter. They matter a great deal. We are a very unique people, and we've been oppressed unjustly by the United States of America. And our unjust persecution has put us into a very unique situation where we are we're oppressed. And in the history of the war on drugs, not one person has stood up to society and said, bull crap, prove it. That's what I'm doing. Right here, right now. I'm challenging the United States government to prove that it has the right to wage the war on drugs. Because according to the Bill of Rights, which is the basis of the Constitution of the United States of America, they don't have that right. So, I'm issuing a challenge to the United States of America. Joe Biden, you listening, President Joe Biden? You want to change this country? You want to bring us together? End the war on drugs. Full stop. Just end it. Because my people are just as oppressed as Trump oppressed the Muslims and the blacks and the Mexicans, all of them, all the immigrants. We should be considered rightful citizens of the United States of America and equally protected under the law, but we're not. There is a whole slew of laws that is geared towards one thing and one thing only: depriving us of our freedom, our life, our liberty, and our pursuit of happiness, denying us privacy, due process of law, the right to face our accusers, and the right to a defense. Because there has never, in a court of law in the United States of America, been a proper defense against the war on drugs. What right does the United States of America have to tell me I can't use drugs? And are you not hypocritical because alcohol's a drug and it's legal? And how can you proclaim that all of the other drugs are so detrimental to society when alcohol is so detrimental to society? And what about the opioids? What about all of the drugs that the pharmaceuticals sell through the doctors and the pharmacies to sick people that does nothing more than mask their symptoms and give them more problems at the cost of their livelihoods? How many pharmaceutical drugs have killed American citizens in the name of profit? So if you want to heal America, if you want unity, kick Big Pharma out and legalize drugs for the pleasure of the citizens who decided of their own accord that that's what they wanted to do with their hard-earned money and their time and their bodies. So, are you willing to really fix America? Because unless you fix the war on drugs, which, by the way, will fix the prison problem that that you say you want to fix, you want to fix private prisons? In the war on drugs, 90% of your prisons will close because they won't be necessary. Because the only reason why they were ever built or profited anybody was because the United States of America handed them lawful citizens as criminals because of their pastime occupations. Where, in a free enterprise system, is it allowed for you to say everything is legal as long as it's wanted, except for this? Hypocrites and fools. Drugs are not a problem. The war on drugs is the problem. And until you address the war on drugs, you're never going to fix America. And unless you fix the war on drugs, you're going to see all of the prophetic promises that God made to mankind come barreling into your face. Because if you don't free my people, I will. Because I have a strong, living, breathing, alien God who's willing to come down here and prove that my people are not the problem. In fact, believe it or not, my people are the solution. So, if you want to fix America, end the war on drugs. Because the United States of America, by the Constitution, has never had the right to dictate to individual citizens how they choose to spend their pastime, how they choose to spend their money, or how they have a good time. The problem with the war on drugs is there is one. So, why don't we look into the war on drugs, how it began, and decide whether or not it was ever constitutional to begin with? Because I'm telling you, it wasn't. Now, I will be the first one to admit that the use of cocaine by snake oil salesmen was not a good thing. But cocaine was never the problem. It was the salesmen that were the problem. But let's not fix the salesman, make it illegal for them to concoct crap in their basements and then sell it on the streets as drugs. No, let's make the drug that they used to make everybody think it was working illegal. Yeah, it's like don't fix the moral problem, fix the manifestation of it. But, it's like, remember the Roaring Twenties? That's all the war on drugs is a continuation of the Roaring Twenties. Gang violence, perpetual violence, the cops versus robbers in an endless array of arrests and imprisonments. For what? For selling a commodity that people want to buy. For having a good time with your friends. For self-medicating because the only medicines that you can get legally kill you. You want to fix America? Fix the problem. End the war on drugs. Because if you don't end the war on drugs, you're never going to fix America's problem. Because as long as there is any person in the United States of America who is oppressed simply because of their choice of lifestyle, because you see, the war on drugs crosses the boundary of racism. It affects every ethnic group in America. So, drug use can unify America. Druggies can unify. We're from all walks of life. We're from every ethnic group. We're from all family lines. And we have one thing in common: a love of a good time. But I bet you that love of a good time is more true and real than anything politics ever came up with, or religion for that matter. So unless you end the war on drugs, you're never going to unify America. And if you don't end the war on drugs, then I'm going to take my drug users and we're going to go camping. And we're going to hold a solemn assembly and we're going to call on the God of the Bible, the Bible that you believe in, and we're going to ask them to come down and be the judge between us. So, let's prove to America, prove to the world, that you really mean it when you say you want to unify America. End the war on drugs. Let that be your big peace offering to the disgruntled citizens of the United States of America, because I guarantee you it will end a whole lot of suffering. It will stop a whole lot of injustice, and it will bring unity to this torn and embittered nation. And if you don't, then you don't give us any choice. Because, according to history, when you declared a war against us, you gave us the right to walk away. You don't represent us. You never have. You do nothing but oppress us, no matter the color of our skin, no matter our our religious beliefs or lack thereof. Because drugs crosses all lines in this society. And without the unity of an end to the oppression of the war on drugs, you're never going to unify America. So you go ahead and try to fix all the other problems. And try to fix it without this one. Well, it'll never happen. So, may the Grey watch over us all. May they guide us, protect us, and keep us from all harm. And may we all be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it, and make that your guild choice when we get to camp. My name is Zion. I wrote 2 books about why drug users matter. It's called The Pot Smoker's Bible and the Book of Zion. I love you way too much to ever say goodbye. So I'm gonna say later now.